If you thought blogging doesn't work for your e-commerce business, this is an episode you are going to want to dive into. Welcome back to shopsthatconvert.com, the channel. I'm here with Heather Ferris today, and I can't wait to get into this topic. I met Heather through learning about Pinterest, and whenever I was Googling Pinterest, I would find answers through Heather's YouTube channel and Heather's information. I think as Shopify store owners, especially if you are a proprietary store owner, it kind of feels like you have to make up, maybe get a little cheesy with your blogs or get a little stuck with what kind of topics you can write about. We want to talk a little bit about blogs today. Hey Heather, and welcome to shopsthatconvert.com, the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to talk all things blogs. Not only are you a content queen, but you are so knowledgeable about how to get traffic to stores like Shopify stores, Etsy stores, and wherever you have your business. Heather, tell us a little bit about how you work with people using Pinterest, using blogs.
Allie, thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to come on your channel officially and chat. We talk a lot in DMs and in person and all these places about how to get more traffic, get more sales. And yeah, I've been doing Pinterest stuff since 2016. I've only been helping e-commerce since 2019, so that still feels very new to me. But one of my favorite ways to get traffic to Shopify stores is actually using blogs, which is a little counterintuitive. But if you're in it for the long haul, long money to me is so much better than short, fast money.
I know you have some great ideas on some topics that we could potentially think about when we want to make content for our stores. So let's back up one step. Do you think blogs are still relevant for e-commerce?
With everything on Google these days and other platforms becoming so shoppable and hard to compete for, one quick way, and it's not necessarily quick, so let me just take that word out. One surefire way to get more traffic to your stores is by using blogs. This is a strategy that many people have employed over decades, and it still works today. Even with all the Google helpful content updates, blogs are still a really great way to bring people in top, middle, and bottom of funnel. Now, I would suggest most of your audience actually focus on top and middle of funnel content for their blogs, because your people are searching for their problems, and when they come across your blogs, it's a really great way to educate them and thus draw them back into your store or further down into the funnel.
Okay, so we've got top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. When you're thinking about blog content, does that relate to selling? How do you see blog content as a sales tool?
Really great question. So blog content is definitely a sales tool for your business. It should be a tool that you're using to generate leads to your email list. It should be a way to be generating sales to your store. And it's also a way for you to build a connection with your audience. So when we're thinking about the styles of blog posts or the types of blog posts we should be creating, which we're going to cover a few examples today, the thing that I want you to remember is not every blog post has to sell. And some blog posts are going to do things like teach people how to use your product, how to store it, how to clean it, how to use it in other ways. Whereas other blog posts are going to directly promote a product. So I want you to be thinking about how you can actually use this format of content in really drawing in your audience and providing them with so much value that they can't wait to get more from you.
That is such a great way to explain using blogs as a sales tool. So a lot of what I talk about is the customer journey. So going back to your point before of this isn't, we're not here for the quick solution, like make $1 million tomorrow. What's awesome about blogs is, and a lot of the strategy that you teach and that I've learned from you, is how foundational everything is important to get rolling and get starting, but also how it builds on each other. Let's talk about the types of blogs. If you could share what you see as great blog topics for Shopify store owners.
Yeah, so to start off, one of my favorite types of blogs to write for shop owners is gift guides. You sell products, your audience will likely want to receive your product as a gift or give it to someone else as a gift. So if you can think about how you can write a gift guide with multiple different products in your store, one example is a wellness brand that I'm currently writing blogs for. They sell skincare and wellness type products, and they have gift boxes that you can buy or bundles. But each of those products that's not in a bundle could also be a bundle of its own, right? So be thinking about kind of like that physical bundle for products, but in a digital format for blogs. So that's the number one way I would suggest everyone start, by ideating around blog posts you can create to sell.
Awesome. So gift guides, let's think about who we're buying gifts for, and let's keep going. So what's another type of blog post that a Shopify store owner could create about their products?
So another way that you can write blogs about your products is simply writing reviews. You know your product inside and out, so why not review it? And if you're feeling tempted, you could even do the review style where you compare your product to your competitors. You can do this in social media posts. I'm sure you've seen it. So if you had like an Apple phone next to like an Android phone and the check marks were like, Android's check marks are gray and Apple's check marks are green, you could even go that route where you directly compare and review your products against what else is in the market. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing that if you don't feel confident or if you feel like it's not something you want to put your name on. Okay, so you don't have to do that, but you can write review posts simply reviewing your products from every angle and linking them to your own reviews that you're getting on Amazon or in your store, so you can actually showcase the public reviews that you're getting as well.
I love that. Also, I feel like when we're talking about marketing messages, right, we want it to be fun. We kind of get creative with the words we're using, and I feel like a review would really help somebody focus on keywords that are, what is it made out of, what type of, or what size it is, all of those really specific features I feel like would make great keywords in a review. Speaking of like reviewing products and giving more information about them, what would be another idea to write about our products for a Shopify store?
How-to posts are very simple and to the point, and these are actually going to be your very, very top of funnel style posts that are going to teach people how to use your product in depth and then bring them over to the store. So in these blog posts, you should be teaching people, and I kind of mentioned this already, how to use them, how to store them, how to pack it, how to clean it, how to care for it, any maintenance tips. And these could end up being multiple different blog posts for the same product. So I see a lot of creators with opportunities to create 5 or 6 blog posts with just this philosophy of like how to use, how to buy, how to store, like all those things. And then, because it is top of funnel, I don't want you to forget about embedding those products within the blog post, and do it often and throughout.
That's such a really great tip that I feel like everyone thinks about writing the blog post, but like get your links in there, make sure you're feeding to elsewhere on your site, especially to get people further into that customer journey. So you talk about industry updates too when you're thinking of ideas for blog posts. So tell me what an industry update blog could be for a Shopify store owner.
Yeah, so if you are in the industry of like interior design and furniture, for example, there are events that go on. There's these markets that happen within your space. So that's kind of what I want you to envision for your industry updates. What's happening in your space? Are there new design styles launching? Is there new like colors that are launching? Like what's new in your space with your product? Did you redo the recipe? Is the ingredient or the promise different? You can write about those things. And remember, industry updates can still draw in top of funnel people who are looking for those products or looking for new variations of them. But these are also really for bringing in repeat buyers who want to buy from you again.
That's awesome. So when I think of top of funnel too, and I think top of funnel can be a little elusive, when we're on like something like Instagram, TikTok, I usually think of top of funnel or those super shareable, super savable, shapeable, super shareable, savable, and like sendable types of content, very relatable. So top of funnel for blog posts sounds like something that somebody's searching for. Maybe they don't even know about your brand yet. Would you say?
Yeah, I have an example for you that's actually personal to me right now. So my husband and I are in the middle of redoing our home. And with that, we are buying new furniture. So I recently went on Google and I was searching for sustainable, environmentally friendly, like PFAS-free furniture. If you don't know what that means, it's totally fine. It's non-important for today. But what I was doing was I was looking for different companies that offer these types of furniture, and those are the keywords that I was using to find them. Now, I had no idea, I'd never heard of the company that I found that I'm ordering this couch from, but I never would have found them had I not been on the hunt for those really broad terms to start with.
Some of the people that are watching today have physical product online stores, but they also have physical locations or pop-up, or they sell in person. Maybe they have a brick and mortar store. How would you recommend using blogs for local business when you're selling products online?
Really great question. So blog posts are still hyper relevant for you even if you're selling online. So for example, we have this cute little boutique store that had a physical location of their own, and they also sell in other stores around town. Now, they've recently had to close their physical store because they were forced out of their lease. So now they are homeless in a way. They still have their online store and they're still selling in other places around town, but they don't have their own house in person. They still have that website though, and what they can do is use blog posts to target hyper-local keywords for, activities in Tucson, Arizona, or where to stay in Tucson, Arizona, or like places to shop, vintage stores, whatever your target market is. An example for this is where to sleep, where to eat, what to do while you're there, places to visit, like must see, things that only locals know. Like those are the types of posts that you can really capitalize on for your local blogs.
I love that. What about wholesalers? Like, could a wholesaler write a blog that's kind of like where to find organic lip gloss in Orlando, and if they're selling at a store in Orlando, could that be cool? Would that work?
I actually think that is a really good idea, and I don't just say that to like stroke your ego. Because one of my customers, the one that I mentioned I'm writing blogs for, is actually a wholesaler. She's a wholesaler first, and she was and is selling in retail stores, including like Anthropologie and in some other stores all across the country. And I think that's actually a pretty decent idea. If you can compete for those keywords, I say go for it.
Awesome. So getting into some creative ideas here. That's why I love talking to you, Heather. We're rounding out these ideas. Give us another and final idea for blog posts for Shopify store owners, wholesalers, or brick and mortar stores who have a website. What is another blog idea?
So this one is going to be really personal to you, and it's first person narratives. These are going to be, especially with your type of audience, Allie, the mission driven founders who have Shopify stores and brick and mortar stores. These are going to be blog posts that are centered around your mission, vision, values. They're going to be centered around why you started your brand, what causes you support, how you source your goods, things like that. So these are first person narratives. These are from you, from the founder, and they really help people to understand why you're in business.
I love that too, because it breaks that fourth wall of like, here is a blog that we are intending for you to find so you can buy our products. Like, break the fourth wall, let people know more about your mission, your brand, because that one-on-one in-person connection is missing from online, and a first-person narrative sounds like a really great way to share more about like the heart of your brand. That could also maybe blend with local guide too. Like if you're collabing with people, that could be super fun. Any last notes you'd like to share about blogging, Heather?
As always, all of your blog posts deserve to have Pinterest pins and be put on your Pinterest profile. So if you're wondering how to go about doing that, Allie's probably got some content on the channel, I would think. I know you have a resource you can link in the description down below all about getting started on Pinterest, but just make sure all of your blog posts also get pins.
Yes, go ahead and scoop up the Get Started with Pinterest guide. Spoiler alert, Heather shows up in there for some more valuable tips on Pinterest. If you want to learn more about blogging for e-commerce, visit the description and of course find Heather on her blog. That's it for this episode of shopsthatconvert.com, the channel. We will see you in the next one.